Hey guys, it's your girl Miss Sunny J, and today I wanted to talk a bit about PMDD yet again. This is for my ladies who deal with PMDD, and I want to just explain how much it can help to avoid certain foods and to do certain things to improve your emotional well-being when you are going through those PMDD weeks. If you want to know more, be sure to stay tuned. I'm going to be right back. Okay, ladies, so as we know, the common saying says you are what you eat, and that can never be more accurate for those of us who deal with PMDD. We are already going through a whole heap of symptoms and what have you, and the type of diet that we are relying on can also either add to how we're feeling in a negative manner, or it can improve how we're feeling in a positive manner. So the reason why I wanted to share this video is because I have noticed in my personal experience that if I reduce certain foods during my PMDD weeks, I actually feel better in terms of my emotional well-being at the time. So we go through symptoms of depression, anxiety, things like that. These foods can really make an impact on how severe those symptoms can affect us. For me, I have noticed that when I eat wheat, for example, things that make me feel bloated, like bread, dairy products, things are not going to help in terms of how you're feeling. And the fatigue that we deal with is already peak as it is. In the UK, it means serious. So we deal with severe fatigue during our PMDD weeks, and what we eat can really have an impact on how severely fatigue affects us. This is why I'm sharing this video. But you guys know I intermittent fast, and I do my best to watch what I eat, because during those days we do tend to crave specific foods that tend to be pretty unhealthy. Okay, from my own experience, I would crave unhealthy takeaways, pizza, chips, you name it. And when I've eaten those things, it's just going to ramp up the negative emotions that I am feeling and make me feel worse than I actually was before. That is the reason why I have minimized down my intake of wheat, my intake of dairy products, and basically anything that's going to make me feel bloated, or sugary foods, fizzy drinks. You want to avoid them at all costs, because what you're trying to attain is a light feeling. You don't want to get yourself feeling bloated. Do not know why. I don't know the science behind it, but I have found if I am bloated during my PMDD weeks, then makes my emotional symptoms worse. So that is why I avoid eating particular things and try to keep my stomach as light as possible without starving myself, because you also do not want to do that. You're just trying to be careful about the things that you are putting in your body. Now, here's a short tip for you guys. I recently signed up to a company called Lions Prep. I will pop their screenshot of their details up here. My brother is the one who told me about them, but he suggested using them because they deliver freshly prepared meals, not the ingredients like certain companies where you now have to come and make the food yourself, because during PMDD ain't nobody got time for that. However, they provide ready fresh meals that you can just heat up in your microwave. They can be vegan friendly. They can be high in protein, less carbs. You can sort of structure your meals the way that you want to. Now, I am not sponsored by these guys at all. However, I have found using their meal structures and having that food ready and in advance to be excessively beneficial. I've been using them for the past almost month and a half now. I order at least 3 meals per week: breakfast, a snack, and dinner. And the total combined calorific intake of their meals tend to be around the 12 to 1400 calories, I want to say, per day of food intake from them. And it has also made such a massive impact, not just on my physical well-being, but my emotional well-being overall, as well as my emotional well-being when I am going through my PMDD weeks. Because typically, if you left me to my own devices, I will be on my takeaway apps ordering nonsense that I do not need to be eating, that just makes me feel worse, makes me feel bad about myself. And then once I feel at that bloated stage, I feel more depressed, I feel more sad, and I feel like I don't look good and all of that type of thing. So this has helped me avoid all of that, and it's also helped me maintain my higher energy levels, because if that fatigue just does what it wants to do and I sink into a point where I do not want to do anything, it's almost at a point where no return until my period actually arrives. And I do not have time to wait until my period arrives to feel better. I need to feel better now as I'm going through it, and that is why this stuff is so helpful. I don't know if they operate in other countries, I have no idea. I have the feeling they're probably just more specific to the UK. But wherever you are in the world, it's likely that there will be companies who do these similar sort of packages, and if not, it's just a matter of finding healthy takeaways. If you are going to take away food, make sure it is nutritious, all the healthy type of nutrients that your body needs, that will not necessarily at the same time make you feel worse than you're already feeling. Just to add to that, please remember that sufficient sleep is necessary. We are on one side of two extremes when we go through PMDD. You're either somebody who will sleep way too much, or you might be somebody who suffers from insomnia. What you need to do is just sleep a sufficient amount of time each day. So you don't want to oversleep, because then that will also make you just feel sluggish. You also don't want to not sleep, because that will also intensify your negative emotional symptoms. You need to sleep sufficiently, ladies. Set an alarm clock to get yourself to bed. What I tend to do is half an hour before I want to sleep, I start to bring it all down, reduce everything I'm doing, try not to sit on my phone, something that is going to help me just get into that state of wanting to rest and go to bed. If you are getting sufficient sleep, it will impact you positively. But like I said, you do not want to oversleep, and you do not want to not sleep enough, because both of those things will just exacerbate the symptoms that you may be feeling at that time. And lastly, on top of those things, please do remember to stay social and also stay active. As much as you in that state of PMDD do not want to do those things, trust me, I know, because I go through it also every month. It is expedient that you do stay active and you do stay social. It will lift up and improve your feel-good factor. When you stay active, your body will release endorphins. Those endorphins will counteract the negative symptoms that you're feeling. You will feel overall better than if you don't do any activity. And by staying social with your friends, your family, I am going to presume that these will be people that you like to be around. That will improve your sense of social awareness and how you're feeling and just your symptoms overall. If you have got these feel-good factors going, guess what? The symptoms of your PMDD are minimized. They're not going to have as much of a detrimental effect as they would on you if you didn't do any of these things. It will just put you in an overall better headspace, and your emotional well-being will be in a better state also. And that, as PMDD survivors, is what we are trying to do. This was just a quick video to share that information. Hope that you found it useful. Like I say, watch what you eat. It is so important. Try your best not to eat foods that are going to make you feel bloated, because that can have a detrimental effect on the negative emotional symptoms that you might be experiencing during your PMDD weeks. Make sure that you do stay active, get yourself in the gym, go for a walk, stay social, keep on seeing your friends, your family, your partner, whoever, the people that are close to you in your life. Make sure you maintain those relationships and keep yourself being out there. You don't want to end up secluding yourself into a bubble where you spend time by yourself. You don't want to do anything. You get into a much more negative headspace and it starts to spiral and just keeps on getting worse. These things should hopefully help to alleviate all those negative symptoms and put you in a better headspace so you can live a more fulfilled life. Guys, it's your girl Miss Annie J. You know I'm always going to do these PMDD videos. That you have found this useful, helpful. If there is any questions that you might have, please do drop them in the comment box below. If you are a veteran to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in yet again. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will be back with another PMDD video in a couple of weeks time. Until then, it's your girl Miss Annie J. Bye. Feeling on a melody, I'ma be your remedy. No time for the jealousy, this is just a gift to me. Sun is shining down on me, making juice so readily. Like tap, 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 tap. I'm a big baddie, shaking down the house on a rhythmic street.